For my grandpa and I, our Glas-Ply has been the place of so many memories. We spent hours together in the cabin of that boat. It gave us a chance to learn more about each other, appreciate the great outdoors, have the biggest breakfasts ever, and occasionally catch a salmon. Yet we always wondered, if so many people like us think Glas-Ply made such terrific boats, then how come the company's not around anymore?
I didn't know my grandfather as well as I'd like to have. Not too many people know about Kenneth Smith.
My dad has built several thousand boats in his career. He would dream about a design, and then in the morning he'd sketch it out. They built laundry trays and photo tanks, buoys, chairs, tables, car-top boats and dinghies, and just anything and everything. When they started making the boats, it started growing quite quickly.
Physically, he worked hard. He tore part of his finger off.
Well, he'd go off around 7:30 in the morning. He came home around 5, eat dinner, catch up with us kids, and then he'd be back at work again until 12. He expected the best, and he actually did get it from his employees.
When I took over the production manager's job, I had 15 guys, and when I left, we had 175.
I gave myself a title. I am a fiberglass plastician technician.
Ken Smith, he developed a system so there was no give in that hull structure.
Glas-Plys are all one piece when you get done, the deck and the hull. It's not like a Rhinell, it's just riveted on.
We wanted a top quality product. We didn't want any slacking anywhere.
One of the nastier jobs is getting in there up around that bow. We'd glass the deck to the hull. You take a strip, slap it up there, smooth it out, take your roller, roll it out. So you had a piece this wide all the way around, glassing the two together.
That was the goal. Never have to worry about failing.
I think back to some of the stuff I've done in them and was like, thank God this is a strong boat.
The fiberglass. It smells like nothing you can even describe. It just was stinky.
In the meantime, we brought in one other fella as a salesman, Ken Hopen.
I went to lunch with him a couple of times. Interesting character.
Ken Hopen, good boss, good man. He told me, kid, you'll never have to worry about anything. I'll take care of you.
He was a salesman through and through. Ken Hopen was very good at developing dealers all through the Northwest, so I didn't have to lay off employees.
We did a bunch of those boats too for the military.
Coast Guard bought some of our boats.
I'm sure they went over to Vietnam and stuff.
One time, our laminating department burned out and it was gone. We just couldn't save it. That was a big turning point at Glas-Ply.
And the next thing you know, I'm missing a few chapters out of that book. Ken Hopen is in ownership.
My dad did sell out to him and went to Hawaii and started another company.
I kind of lost track of him because we were so busy trying to get back into production. We were getting people wanting to supply us product because we were very successful for a long time there.
My dad was a specialist in adhesives and resins, selling resin to most of the boat manufacturers, including Glas-Ply. One thing led to another, and about 1974, we were making a trip to Marysville to go pick up our new open bow Glas-Ply. I was just ecstatic.
I have fond memories of the growth of the company, but nothing against Mr. Hopen. He had visions of grandeur.
I remember him showing me his boat and saying, yeah, it'll do 60, and and it's got a 340 in it, and whatnot.
As a kind of a secret thing, they went to Florida and bought that Donzi hull, brought it in, flipped it over.
And it turns out that apparently it was a splashed mold off of Ken Hopen's personal boat.
A lot of people call it other things, but it was a Glas-Ply 175. When we finished that and it went to the Seattle Boat Show, he took the whole crew and paid for everything.
There would be bills that would come across my desk, and I'd say, I'm not going to put my initials on anything that's not on the boat.
And my understanding is Glas-Ply got sued by Donzi for stealing their hull, because you know, Donzi's a big outfit.
Corporations either grow or they die. We began to lose our higher volume dealers.
Hopen went bankrupt in 1979. Terry Veers bought all the latest model, newest, best molds, and he sold it to Stan Patton, who sold it to me. And that's how I got in it. In 1994, I started a rendezvous for the Glas-Ply clan, which it's still going on to this day, as a matter of fact, in Anacortes.
It's a good feeling to know that there's people out there still using our product and enjoying them.
Anything that I've done to that boat has been probably in memory of him when he was going through early stages of bone cancer.
My boat is a 1977 Glas-Ply Cuddy Cab. I want to continue this, and that's why I took this boat and have worked so hard on trying to bring it back to what I feel what it needs to be.
Hey, Mom. You got it? Okay. Perfect. Thank you. I've always, mentioned, why don't we have one of Granddad's boats? So to see it come into fruition, to have a, part of his legacy back in, in the family is really, really special. This is another way that I can get to know him, is by having something that came from his mind. Can't put a price on it.
It seems to be contagious in the family. When Grandpa has a Glas-Ply and the dad gets a Glas-Ply and the grandson gets a Glas-Ply, maybe we'll have great-grandsons with Glas-Plys someday.
That's why it's up to us Glas-Ply owners to keep these boats around.
Kiss it?
But most of all, thank you for buying a Glas-Ply, Grandpa.